All right, guys, welcome back. We are seeing some crazy bullish statements, some really crazy and wild, outlandish statements on Bitcoin jumping to $1 million as the price of Bitcoin just jumps up 3.57% in the last 6 hours. It was at a high of $21,308. And they're basically saying this bullish statement that it could be up to $1 million based on one estimate right here from CoinFund's manager right here. If you want to see it, want to see the statement, then we're going to look at the video real quick.
Talk about the big money managers.
Check it out, guys.
One of the biggest out there.
It's a crazy bullish statement.
They've been putting through the desire to be able to buy crypto into some of their funds. We actually spoke with Scott Minerd earlier, all to do with the Federal Reserve. They came out with this eye-watering, eye-popping sort of viewpoint on where crypto is going. Just take a listen.
We made the decision to start allocating toward Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 10,000. It's a little more challenging with the current price closer to 20,000. Amazing, over a very short period of time how big of a run-up we've had. But having said that, our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth about $400,000.
$400,000. That had our jaws on the floor. We had to sort of call him up and make sure he was meaning it. Talk to us about that 400,000 figure. How quickly does he get there, Seth?
Well, the way we're thinking about it, and my involvement in Bitcoin started in 2012, and CoinFund was founded in 2015. The way we're thinking about it is, if you look at kind of the pattern recognition of Bitcoin's 4-year cycles, 150 to 250,000 looks like the base case. But here's the thing, it's becoming an institutional asset class this cycle, and that strikes me as being analogous to, my background is in equities. When Tesla stepped up from the $25 to $35 range up to 150 to 350, and then it consolidated for a while, I think we could actually pull forward the next cycle, see Bitcoin go to 500,000 to $1 million, and then probably consolidate for a few years in that range. Yeah. But I think we could actually get there in the 21, 22 timeframe.
So this is a crazy bullish statement right here, guys. We've seen that that Scott Minerd had basically said that he's looking at a $400,000 Bitcoin case. He's saying right here that the base case would just be 150,000 to 250,000. That's just base. That's going to happen no matter what. So these are some bullish statements that keeps happening, guys. I mean, that's why a lot of people, everyone's in profit right now. That anyone holding Bitcoin is in 100% profit. And I think it's going to keep going up. I made a video before. If you guys don't know, welcome to my channel. I am Patrick. Leave me a little comment below if you guys want to talk. If you guys think it could hit these numbers. I think it definitely could. But if you look at one of my old videos, I said it could hit 30,000 by the end of 2021. And I don't think that's necessarily out of the case, because if you look right here, here's a statement that just came out like a few minutes ago, and it says Bitcoin bulls moved past key resistance of 20,000. Binance and other exchanges are reported down. So these things are all reported down because all these people are going onto the exchanges right now and buying up Bitcoin because they're seeing like a massive fear of missing out is happening right now. And we'll probably see a little pullback happen, but I think it's going to shoot right back up. And I think these institutional investors, guys, are what is driving the price really high. What's next for Bitcoin? 23K? The current price could rally, bring Christmas for early Bitcoin holders who have been predicting this all along. Bitcoin, unlike 2017, is yet to be priced in the showing in a steady rise, quite opposite of 2017. They're saying that this bull run could happen. The next stop for Bitcoin would be 23K, as predicted by one crypto analyst. Saying right here, this is Goomba. It's predicting 23K. They're trying to break it out. I think that's a pretty good estimate, but there was another article. If you look right here on this one, it's saying the Bitcoin range, guys, it's been going anywhere in the last 6 hours from 21,308, so we're already at the 21,000 range, and the lower value of 20,574. So that means we've already broke through that past resistance of the 20,000 before. So you can look right here. I think it shows us. And here's some of the news that I want to go in. So this says right here, what is Bitcoin worth? Well, Bitcoin enthusiasts agree that the digital currency hit a recent high, and it's basically Bitcoin is exchanged on hundreds of basically exchange all around the world. All these institutional investors are starting to come in. JP Morgan says that Mass Mutual, the Bitcoin foray, signals a widening demand. So there's a huge demand now for what's going on. As you can see right here, the US, Euro, UK, and Japan allocate 1% assets to Bitcoin. That would result in an additional big demand of 600 billion, the strategist says. Bitcoin has dipped after hitting a record at the start of December, but remains in sight of the 20,000 level. So this means we've already hit this level, guys. So they're kind of just going over some of the stuff. And we just looked at a video right now of Guggenheim Scott Minyard saying that Bitcoin should be worth 400,000. Our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth around 400,000. Minyard told Bloomberg Television on Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, I think it could happen. I mean, definitely. There's a lot going on. When you look at here's One River, which pledged $1 billion to Bitcoin and Ether by early 2021. So this is a huge statement too. While there's huge uproar around institutional Bitcoin investments, hedge fund giant One River Digital Asset Manage has a quiet and smart accumulation of more than 600 million in cryptocurrencies. So that's a huge investment right there. They're saying that COVID-19 pandemic is the ultimate Bitcoin catalyst, saying that basically monetary policies have pushed institutions closer to Bitcoin because they're just not making money on the stock markets right now. And with the dollar down and all these companies, going out, Bitcoin is the hope. It's the hope, the dream. It's what everyone wants. If you guys watch this right now, I mean, that's what I'm making my money in. We're doing programs in Bitcoin, trying to get paid in it. I do this news channel just to keep you guys up to date. But I think these bullish statements are where Bitcoin's going. I mean, this is just kind of the future of what's happening right now, guys. There was a video, if I can pull it up for you right here. I think this is the 6-minute one. Yeah, let me show you this.
Big deal. It's really going to be the go-to place.
This is they're talking about how Bitcoin just pushed past the 21,000 mark for the first time. And this Seth Grins that we just watched, he's basically the head manager of liquid investments for the Coin Fund. And he's speaking to Bloomberg right now.
They have Coinbase on the back end, Northern Trust. So I think this
We'll
is
see
a
what he
big
says.
deal, and they're talking about going larger, which is great. I also think the inclusion of Ethereum is fantastic because there's so much innovation happening in crypto beyond just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is awesome. We love it. But a lot of the innovation is also happening on the Ethereum blockchain.
So, Seth, can you kind of distill, I guess, into just a couple of sentences here as to why institutional investors are willing to wade into this space in a way that they weren't willing to do, 2-3 years ago when we were talking about that magnificent rally in Bitcoin back then?
Yeah, I think a lot of that ties into what brought me into the space full-time at the beginning of this year. It's the fact that institutional grade infrastructure has really been built up from 2017 to today. That's institutional grade custodians. That's the rules engines to make sure that funds don't go places that they're not supposed to go. That's prime brokers. That's the derivatives infrastructure. This morning, CME said they're launching Ethereum futures, but we got Bitcoin futures in December of 2017. So I think it's really having the infrastructure in place and having come in place since the last bull market. But secondly, I mean, I'll tell you, this year, the regulatory environment has been one of the biggest positive surprises. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency saying that federally chartered banks can custody crypto. That's a really big deal. And we think we're going to see more on that front down the road, that it is going to lay the groundwork to allow institutions to be comfortable that this is an asset class that's here to stay, and it has a lot of asymmetry to its return profile.
Seth, who all is buying? I mean, we know, is it high net worth individuals? Is it investment?
I'm just gonna watch
funds?
a little bit more, guys.
Where's the marginal dollar coming from right now? We also know that some companies have put part of their treasury stock into Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has gotten a lot of attention. But obviously, institutions is a broad category. What specifically do you see where the most action is?
Yeah, so it's interesting. The action today, right now, is actually in hedge funds. So it's a lot of different types of hedge funds, macro funds, funds that are actually focused on fundamental equities, but believe that there's a diversification benefit to Bitcoin and crypto. That's where we're seeing action today. I was talking to a desk a few days ago that was saying they have $10 billion plus hedge funds that are either buying Bitcoin right now or in the process of onboarding. So
there you go, guys. $10 billion hedge funds buying Bitcoin right now. $10 billion hedge funds are buying Bitcoin or in the process of buying Bitcoin while the dollar is going down and inflation's on the rise. They're trying to hedge their bets against inflation and have something to give to their investors and make some of these funds and help everyone out. So, I mean, that's big. That's really big.
The money that can move quickly and the money that's coming in today. But then you look beyond that, we're talking to defined benefit pension plans. We're talking to endowments, foundations, obviously family offices, high net worth, as you mentioned as well. What's fantastic is you get someone like the insurer Mass Mutual putting $100 million of Bitcoin in their general investment account last week. And I was talking to another insurance company, and they're looking at it now. So you get this competitive dynamic, and I would presume off of what MicroStrategy and Square have done, putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets, you're likely to see more companies over time looking at treasury engagement with Bitcoin as well.
So treasury engagement, that's another one.
Well, Seth, I mean, you talk about the big money managers. One of the biggest out there is, of course, Guggenheim, and they've been putting through the desire to be able to buy crypto into some of their funds. We actually spoke with Scott Minerd earlier, all to do with the Federal Reserve. They came out with this eye-watering, eye-popping sort of viewpoint on where crypto's going. Just take a listen.
We made the decision to start.
So we listened to that earlier. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to show you guys. Let's point it out right now. Let me see. So yeah, Mass Mutual, guys, is buying that $600 billion institutional flood. So that's definitely helping out. That's almost they made on Thursday, the 169-year-old insurance company announced Bitcoin purchases worth $100 million, as well as $500 million in equity stake. And basically, that's a firm with $2.3 billion under their management. So that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money being moved around, guys. A lot of money. So that is huge for Bitcoin. That is huge for passing the $21,000 mark. If we hit this base of $250,000, $250,000, all the way up to $1 million. That's still in between that $400,000 mark that the Scott Minerd said, and he basically. That means all these institutional investors are now doing huge bullish statements on it. So it's going up, guys. You know, and that 30K is coming. That's coming in next. And this 21 mark was just the start. So that's it for this video. Thank you. Follow me on Facebook. Drop a comment. Let me know if you guys think it's going to hit any of these numbers.